Hey guys, Bipp here. Welcome to my channel. Please drop a like and subscribe and share with your friends. Really would appreciate the support and more views. Thank you for watching. This is an Affiliction Warlock PvP guide. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'd really appreciate if you could check them out. It'd be really cool. I think you'll like them. I will say my first montage was really sketchy. My second one was decent. I think my last one called Rise, which is me as Destro, was really solid. And a lot of you may be thinking, well, I thought you were Demo Lock. Well, you know, I am, and that's still my best spec by far as Demo. But I will say that I have been toying with the other ones, and hence me making the Affiliction Warlock PvP guide. I really don't want to make a Destro one because Destro's kind of really straightforward. Like, it's not... the biggest thing I can tell any Destro Warlocks out there is don't think it's all about the Chaos Bolt. Believe it or not, Chaos Bolt makes up a small fraction of the damage you do. Incinerates hit a lot harder than you think, and flagellates, etc. The main thing about Destro is its control and its ability to survive, actually, that really hurts, and that consistent damage. Anyways, but this is Affiliction, and I digress about Destro. We get right into it, guys. We're going to start with the talents. Not much different than Demo, actually. In fact, I only have, I think, two different than I do a Demo. I go Dark Regen, obvious reasons. I've mentioned it before. This with, well, apart from this with Hellstone, it's really OP, especially if you glyph Hellstone, which you should, by the way. This is just, I mean, it's decent, but it's not good enough. It's good that they changed it, because I remember in pre-patch for MoP, they made it so it was like your dots, like Unstable Affliction, I think Agony healed you, and they just don't do enough damage to make that 20%. Now it's Malefic Grasp, Drain Soul, Foul Flame, and Haunt. But I still don't see it being viable over Dark Regen with Hellstone macro. And shut up about Harvest Life. I'm tired of people talking about it. It's bad. Unless you're going to do big BGs and you're just going to get into a big group and be that Warlock Harvest Life, and congratulations, you just put a big bullseye on your head to get killed. Mortal Coil, I go with that for the healing increase. I can do it to warriors. They can't, they can't use a Berserker on it. I just prefer the utility of it, and I just prefer the healing. And 15% heal from it. So it's really nice, especially if you got Dark Regen up. It's really nice. And then I roll Sacrificial Pack, mainly because Soul Link is really good at Destro if you do Sacrifice, but you don't want to do Sacrifice as Affliction, and you don't have the heals that Destro has, like Ember Tap. I mean, Ember Tap is the heal that Destro has to be able to withstand using Soul Link. Dark Bargain's awful. I see so many Affliction Warlocks using it. It's awful, guys. Ask any healer that heals in 3s or 2s or even RBGs. It is bad. Or 5s. I don't mean to exclude 5s here. You get, especially 5s actually, you get, like, okay, a good example is, an Arms Warrior on average, I don't know, let's say he bursts 600k, which might even be an understatement. In the first 5 seconds he'll burst 600k, and I think that is an understatement. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm pretty sure it is. Let's say you're facing an Arms Warrior, Rep Paladin, or Rep Paladin bursts also 600k, which that might be overstating. I don't really know. I don't play either of those classes that often anymore. Used to. So let's say they burst and they do 1.2 mil damage. Well, then you Dark Bargain, and then you basically are getting 50% of that over 8 seconds, which is 600k over 8 seconds. So that makes it about 70-something k damage per second. That's a ridiculous dot, guys. I mean, I don't know if you can think of that, but like, okay, for a good example, it's like Unstable Affliction. It deals 53 over 14 or 13.4 seconds. It just gives you a general idea of every single second that is ticking for 75k. Yeah, you can put your shield up. That's only going to absorb 60k of one tick, and then it's bad. Don't use it. Please don't use it. It's awful. You get yourself killed so fast. I don't know why Warlocks think it's such a great spell. It's not. When I see a Warlock pop Dark Bargain, like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'll stop doing damage so I don't get the absorb. No. I go all out. Like, I pop cooldowns, everything, do as much damage as I can, because who's gonna care if another Affliction Warlock gets a dot? Come on, guys. I mean, you have all your dots up on them, and then you're going to give us another one? Thank you. So don't use it. Or any other class for that matter. Next, I use Blood Fear. This is going to change next patch, because Blood Fear is getting really nerfed. I really wish I could use Unbound Will, guys. I like having the idea of another trinket, but 20% of my health is way too much for someone that arenas as seriously as I do, or is going to next patch, I should say. It's so much health. I know what a lot of people, the argument is, well, you're blood fearing every minute, or every time you do it, you're losing 10%. Yeah, but I have a healer that can maintain a 10% damage, not an instant 20%, especially if I'm getting focused, which generally, if I'm popping a trinket, I'm either getting focused or I'm getting CC chained. So, and Burning Rush is not good. So I'm hoping they do something. I haven't read up a whole lot on what they're doing with this tree. I know Blood Fear's getting nerfed. It's going to be a tremor or a terrorize spell, but yeah, I just don't like it. I go with Supremacy, mainly because Sacrificial Pact gives your demon more health, the demon does more damage, and yeah, I really do prefer it. If you're going to go Sacrifice, you're going to have to go Soul Link. I disagree with that method highly as Affliction. You really don't get the amount of, unless you have a really solid healer you're running Arena with, then you can obviously, but I would just recommend going with Supremacy. Then go Kill Jane's Cunning. I like being able to move all casts. I kind of got addicted to it while playing Destro. I don't like Archimonde's Vengeance. I think it's actually an awful spell. Manros Fury has no use for Affliction. Okay, that's the talents, guys, right there. I can go and pause if you need to look at that. I'm going to go to Glyphs. Now, Glyphs, they're kind of, really, actually, they're not really that big. You want to get Hellstone. I like Hellstone for all of my specs now, I've decided. I even use it for demo. Here, I'll show you. There it is. I think it's really good. Soul Shards, give me one more Soul Shard. It's always nice, especially at the beginning of Arena, to start with 4 instead of 3. I go Soul Swap so my dots stay on my Soul Swap. I rarely do Soul Swap somebody. I usually am just using my Soul Shards, but sometimes it's necessary if I'm doing a hard switch. So I definitely like to keep those dots on to keep the damage going out to pressure the healer. The only other ones that I would say are necessary are as Health Funnel, because you're using Sacrificial Pact, so I mean your demon's losing his health. You want to keep him up so that Sacrificial Pact gets its full use. Yeah, and I use Nightmares to like running on water, and I use this because I think it looks cool. So yeah, that's Glyphs, guys. You want to pause it if you need to look at that. It's not really a big deal. I'm going to get into the rotation next. With rotation, it's really simple. I think you guys should know this. You're playing Affliction. But you start off with and I'm going to be clicking here, so if it's slow or something, you start off with a Curse of Elements. I start with Haunt, then I go into Unstable Affliction, Corruption, Agony, and then Malefic Grasp. Malefic Grasp once, then I Fell Flame, I Haunt again, and then I go right back to Malefic Grasp. And after this one runs out, I refresh my Agony, Fell Flame again, I Haunt again, and yeah, so it's basically that. Now, a lot of the time, I'm sorry, I'm getting a lag spike here, guys. A lot of the time, I apologize. I don't know why I just did that. A lot of the times, with me playing Affliction, what I'll do is I will, also when I go into a target initially, okay, I'll set this guy to my focus, and I'll go, okay, I have 2 Soul Shards, good. So, I will go, I'm sorry, I lose my train of thought. Soul Burn, Soul Swap, and then Soul Burn again, and then I'll show you this macro, but as you can see on my focus targets, sorry, I had to unclick because it's a keybind and I hate clicking. And see now there's dots on both. It's a really good way to keep up your dots. I have a focus Fell Flame, I have a focus Agony, and then I can just Fell Flame this target to maintain. I just lost my dots. I'm sorry, I was trying to focus on too many things. And then I just can maintain my dots on both targets. Oh, and I have a focus Cursed Elements too to keep that up. So it's really, really useful. I'll show you guys my macros I use in a minute. So that's a basic rotation, guys. Cooldowns are basically your Dark Soul Misery, which increase your hates by 30%, really solid. And your Trinket, which I use to increase your spell power by 5.1k. As far as the gearing or forging stuff, I'm still set up for demo for this patch, but it's pretty much the same, actually. I go PvP, Power for Gemming, along with Mastery, and then I reforge Mastery, which is basically what every spec wants to do, but Destro. Destro does something different. I can't remember what my friend told me. My friend in the guild, Demonic Soul, shout out to him. Really, really good Destro Warlock, really good friend of mine. Definitely a very skilled guy. He's making videos now, actually. I think you should go check him out. I'll put a link in my description to his channel. He's starting out making videos, so they're kind of new. Don't make fun of him. But I'm telling you what, that guy's really good. Best Warlock I've played with as far as PvP goes. Yeah. Now, I've kind of gotten some questions about comps for Warlocks, and I'm going to just straight up be honest with you. The best comps for Warlocks right now: Resto Druid, Frost Mage, Affliction Warlock. Holy Paladin, Frost Mage, or I'm sorry, not Affliction Warlock. Any spec of Warlock, but I'm just going to say Affliction for the sake of this being a guide. Frost Mage, Warlock, Holy Paladin. Pretty much Frost Mage or Warlock, you can pretty much get any healer in there. I don't like Shamans right now. They're incredibly easy to kill, especially in 3s. But you can still use them. Monks are, I don't really run with monks. There aren't a whole lot of them for me to play with. Anyways, other than that, Shadow Play, that's what I'm going to be running. I'm going to be pushing for Gladiator, which is Shadow Priest, Warlock, Holy Paladin, really strong comp. Do not underestimate the limits of Amount of Fear. We CC lock people so easy with Holy Paladin and Warlock, and then the silence from the Priest, the stun, his own fear, Siphene. It's ridiculous, guys, and then the damage going out is insane. So yeah, that next patch, I'll be pushing Gladiator. I might make a series of me pushing Gladiator so you guys can see, which would be cool, I think. And that's something I've always wanted to start playing well. Anyways, sorry, I rant a lot. Those are the comps that and AIDS is like another comp which people call it that. I think it's hilarious. Unholy Death Knight. Now this is spec specific. Unholy Death Knight, Affiliction, Warlock, Holy Paladin, or Resto Druid. The dot damage going out in that is insanity. I mean, there is so much damage going on if you multi-dot both the Death Knight and the Lock do. My friend runs it, good friend of mine, another shout out to DJ, runs our RBGs, really cool dude. He runs it, and it is really solid, and it's good. I would definitely recommend trying it if you want to see something kind of cool as Affliction. Now, with Shadow Play, you can pretty much run any spec you want as a Warlock because it's just good. I prefer Demo, even though Affliction is considered the best for it. I prefer Demo because I'm better at Demo and I'm more comfortable at it. But I have tried Affliction with it. It's pretty solid stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I'm forgetting right now. Just make sure I don't... Oh, macros, right. Okay, so macros I use, guys, are really simple. I use... Oh, I'm sorry. That is for my... It's a couple of those for trolling / that one right there is for my fake cast and Destro. This is my macro right here for Focus Agony. It's just you guys can copy, pause it when you need to. I'm not really going to read through it. I think it's silly. But basically just puts Agony on your focus target. Same thing with Elements on my focus target. It fell from my focus target. It soul swaps to my focus target or soul swaps to my focus target in general if I need to get my dots off him or take him and put him on someone else. My focus spell lock, a focus sleep, and then a focus fear. And it's basically the same add-on, it's the same macro, just different spells at the end right here, guys. If you just need to look at one, just do it like that and change the name for the spell there. Other than that, let me look real quick. Healing cooldowns are right there for you if you need to know a macro. This is important. Put Dark Regen before Healthstone. That way you're getting the Dark Regen heal before you're getting the Healthstone, so the healing increase. And then cooldowns right there. These other ones are pointless. Don't worry about them. They're just me being a troll. Those are the macros. Add-ons I use Bartender right here. I use Ice HUD right here. I really like seeing the health and mana tooltips right here. I use Mixed Scroll Battle Text. That's what shows my killing blow. Whenever it says PAL, that's kind of my thing. I like seeing it. See, it shows combat, and you're going to see these are the numbers flying up right here. Oh, shoot, my mouse cursor's probably turned off. I apologize. The numbers to the right of the screen of Ice HUD. See how Ice HUD shows the health of the train dummy, any type of energy or mana it has, anything of this sort. So yeah, and that's that. What else do I use? I use Omni CC, which basically, let's see how to show you. Okay, see how it says 2-minute cooldowns right here and how long these cooldowns are. That's why I have these on my bar, by the way, so I can see the cooldowns specifically on my trinket because it comes up a minute before Dark Soul does. Same thing with like my bubble or a fear, like how long until I can fear. So yeah, it's really useful. I'm sorry for all the ums, by the way. It's a habit I'm not going to break, so, yeah. There we go again. Not going to be self-conscious about it. But, in all seriousness, the other add-on I use is, what is it? Oh, this one right here, Lose Control. It shows my CC on the target and how long it has left. It's really good for watching DRs and anything on the target. I use tidy plates. That being said, I'm having trouble with it. As you can see, normally it would pop the thing up right here and it would show the dots above them, like above the training dummy, but it's not. I'm trying to figure out how to configure that, but I do like using tidy plates, especially as Affliction. Do I think any of these are necessary as a Warlock? Yes. I think Omni CC you really need. I think you need to be able to see your cooldowns, and I also think Lose Control is incredibly important to have to see your fear time left on it. It's way more bold. Yes, you can see it right there, but in my opinion, it puts a big and bold right there, or any other CC your partner puts on them. So there you go, or anybody actually at all in BGs or RBGs. I think that's about it, guys. I'm trying to think of anything I'm forgetting so I don't leave you out. I normally run Observer. In threes, I'll sometimes run Shavera for sleep, but that's kind of rare. I hate trying to manage CC and manage damage. I think it's... So I prefer keeping it as simple for me as possible. And with a Holy Paladin on my team, the sleep isn't necessary, especially as me as Demo. I think that's it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything at all. I hope I'm not. Well, guys, thanks for watching. I hope it helps. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you. Montage number, whatever, number 4, I think, is called Flow. I'm working on it